Hey guys, I wanted to fill you in on the Barn Fresh 91 CR500 Resurrection here. We're about 7 hours into it, and here's what we found so far. Obviously the plastics and graphics are all junk on it. It's gonna need a new seat cover. The tank's pretty rough, but we can buff that and clean that up so the tank's okay. The good news is the frame rails on this thing are pristine, not a ding in them. The original rims are nice and straight. The radiators are perfectly straight. All the hallmarks of a 500 that hasn't been thrashed on the track. You can see the fins are straight on the radiators too. The subframe's also straight on this thing too. The bad news is it was flipped over backwards like every other one, so the rear fender, both mount holes are pulled out. The muffler, as you can see, is crushed right here from being flipped over. And the worst part is the right here, the pipe is bent in half, so you've got about half the circumference. Probably lose about 4 or 5 horsepower because of that. Two strokes are very sensitive to damaged exhaust. The original exhaust on the front here, we have a technique where we can take the dents out of this. The owner of the bike, Joe, who inherited this from his dad, wanted to keep the budget around $1,000, and it goes pretty quick. So if this was my bike, I would take it right down to the frame. It's such a clean original 500, and I'd redo it right. The 91 is a 2-year only color, orange color. I happen to have the orange fenders in stock. The plastics I took off the bike were the original. They're absolute garbage. So I have the brand new UFO replica orange, brand new number plates, brand new front number plate, and brand new fork protectors, which it's gonna need, because at the very least the fork protectors need done. And I'm gonna leave it up to Joe. We can put the old plastics back on it and just get it running, and it's there at this point. The tank had like coffee inside of it. The gas had been there for at least, had to be 15 years. It was really, really bad. I've seen race bikes come out of barns in 10 years and start right up. This has been sitting for a long time, or it was really shitty gas, because it was like, when Wizard took it out of the carburetor, it was like coffee. It was like mud, really, really. And the air filter was basically dust. So as you can see, it's got a new twin air filter in there. The air box has been cleaned out. The air boot's been cleaned out. The carb went into the carb cleaning tank. It was cleaned, all the jets cleaned, new drain hoses, new fuel line, and it's got fresh T2 fuel in it. We also flushed out the radiators and put new coolant in there. Changed the gear lube, which was black. Definitely could use a new chain. The chain's junk on it. The original graphics on the swing arm are absolute trash. So if a new plastics and graphics kit, painting the frame, and a new seat cover in this thing would be an outstanding 91. All original cycle parts are intact. The original foot pegs. The engine cases are in excellent condition. Definitely a worthy candidate to take it to the next level. With a $1,000 budget, we're about there right now. We'll have it started, and the first thing I did, I personally took it down to the detail shop and steam cleaned the shit out of it, because it was so black you couldn't even see the 500R logos on the side. The thing was absolutely caked in decades of grime, and there's like a lot of like chain lube on it. I even used Motul chain clean on here, a whole can of the stuff to clean off all the grease, but it definitely needs a major detail to make it really something special. So stay tuned. We'll have this baby running soon. I actually have silencers in stock, so hopefully Joe will see it in his heart to invest a little bit more money in this family heirloom, because this thing, as you can see, is bent right there and restricted right there, so it's really not going to run right with a caved in muffler like that, and it sure looks like shit. I mean, that's absolutely horrendous. We took the Super Duty. This thing must have barely run with this massive silencer on the back and all caked in. Then again, most 500s are too much from most mere mortals. So the grips were completely shot. There was just a little bit of a grip left on there, if you saw in the first video. So I got some nice black and red Pro Grip 801s. I got a Pro Taper red, white, and blue crossbar pad, because it's missing the crossbar pad. Oh, the other thing is I don't know if you can tell, but the bar mount is actually bent. The left bar mount right here, you can see the gap. So the bike was probably cartwheeled. I happen to have bar mounts in stock for 500, so OEM original, so it needs at least one new bar mount, some new grips, and and it needs some love. But hey, it's a 91 CR500. It's absolutely worthy. But I know you guys are probably wondering where we're at on the $1,000 CR500 challenge here, and stay tuned. We'll let you know what Joe decides to do with his family heirloom here. Luckily, we had a used brake hose in stock, so we didn't have to buy a new brake hose for this, which are you have to special order them. Like the local Honda dealer's not going to have them in stock. So we got the rear brakes working, front brakes are working, all the fluids are new, all the preventative maintenance things that you'd want to do on a bike like this. Now it's just making it rideable. Your controls, your grips, the seat cover, the muffler. These tires. These are really, really old tires. The rear tire is complete garbage. It's a Cheng Shin China turd, basically. I would not ride with that at all, other than across the parking lot. I believe this is an original Dunlop.